Hello everyone, my name is Cecile Rooker. I am the President and Executive Director at the International Foundation for Gastrointestinal Disorders, or IFFGD. And with me here today as my co-host is Haley McCorkle, who is the Public Relations Manager for IFFGD. We are extremely excited to welcome you to the inaugural 2021 IFFGD Virtual Ally Award Gala. But first, Haley, before we announce our 2021 Ally Award winners, can you tell us a little bit more about what an Ally Award is and explain it to us?
Yes, of course. So 30 years ago, IFFGD was created by a patient, for patients, really in order to support patients through their illness journey. She realized that there wasn't a plethora of information on gastrointestinal disorders, so she created this international foundation in order to help educate and provide advocacy efforts and much more. So really, in recognition for IFFGD and how it was founded, we really decided to create the Ally Award. And it would be a great opportunity with this award to really acknowledge individuals who make your illness journey a little bit easier. So those living with chronic GI disorders face many, many obstacles and challenges throughout their illness journey. So during those tough, dark times, we have individuals who step in without hesitation, really to provide support. We call those individuals allies. So an ally is someone who unites themselves with another person to promote a common interest. And to be eligible for the Ally Award, people who are allies are not only your helpers or caregivers, they are also ones who keep your common interests with your health in mind. As we will find out later in the ceremony, an ally can be your neighbor, maybe someone who just smiles at you to make your day better. It can even be your pharmacist who spends a little extra time to really explain the medications that you are on. It can be a nurse who ensures comfort and the level of care that you should receive. It can even be a doctor who really spends extra time answering those questions that you have in order to help you have a peace of mind. Or maybe, like some of us, a family member who is an extraordinary caregiver day in and day out. And the list really just goes on. So as we mentioned earlier in the program, the 2021 IFFGD Ally Award allows the gastrointestinal community to take a moment and to thank and acknowledge those who go above and beyond to ensure the needs of patients living with gastrointestinal disorders are met. Cecile, I know this award was very near and dear to your heart whenever we decided to really do this. Mm-hmm. So can you tell us about your personal connection to the Ally Award and just give us a brief personal story?
Absolutely. Thank you, Haley, for explaining that to us. So, as most of you know, I have a GI illness. I have several, actually, and my GI illness issue started when I was in high school. And throughout the years, I've had quite a number of people who have been very instrumental in helping me through my illness journey. A friend who made sure that I got to the doctor, even when, well, I really didn't want to go. And then other people, family members, who encouraged me along the way when I'm having a bad day, help me smile. And even more recently, my current gastroenterologist, who really took that extra time to figure out exactly what was going on with my body, get me the right treatment plan so that I am better today than I have been in a very, very long time. So it's really important that you have all these different types of allies that are at your side helping you with your illness journey. And so I really am so glad that we are able as an organization today to be able to acknowledge people that do that for our GI illness community. But really and truly, before we get started, I really want to say that this ceremony that we're doing today, this gala, just could not possibly happen without all of the staff we have here at IFFGD. Jamie Dumont, who is our Director of Operations, Emily Taylor, who is our Patient Engagement Director, Alyssa Sutton, who is our Project Coordinator, Yoshi Rooker, our Media Intern, and of course you, Haley, as our Public Relations Manager. This group of wonderful ladies really came together and got behind this Ally Award, helping to really create it from scratch, and I think has done just a really great job in getting this project off the ground. And of course, we have to acknowledge our review committee. We had an outstanding review committee. We had two of our staff members, Alyssa and Emily, who helped to review all of the applications that we received. Also, 2 board members, Erin Slater and Brittany Aliano. And we were really blessed to have a pediatric gastroenterologist from Miami, Dr. Alejandro Llanos-Chia, who was willing to take part in the selection committee. These folks read through all of the nominations, scored them, and helped to really narrow down, which was very difficult for them. And so we really appreciate their time and efforts. We also want to acknowledge those who submitted nominations, those who helped spread the word on social media platforms or by word of mouth. Thank you for really helping make this first year's Ally Awards really, really great. As I said, we received an overwhelming number of nominations, which gave our review committee a really tough time to determine who our 5 2021 Ally Award winners would be. So with that being said, and in no particular order, by the way, we are going to announce our 5 2021 Ally Award winners. Our first Ally Award winner, the review committee collectively commented, this nominee was along the patient's side as an ally, among many other roles, her entire journey, and he still continues to support her each day. The individual was nominated for their continued support as a spouse, advocate for over 20 years. And we would like to present the 2021 Ally Award to Joseph Popp.
Hi, my name is Joseph Popp from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and I am honored to receive the Ally Award from the IFFGD. I would like to thank my wife, Debbie Popp, for nominating me. It is my hope to see more support from families and friends of the gastrointestinal community. Through programs like this, you too can make a difference. Get out there, help somebody, make it count. Tell your legislators and the state representatives, we need assistance to make this work, and it starts with you.
Our next Ally Award winner, the review committee collectively commented, this nomination shows the value in finding a good doctor who takes the time to help educate you about your illness experience. The individual was nominated for their dedication to educate patients, compassion, and continued support through every person's illness journey. We would like to present the 2021 Ally Award to Dr. Michelle Burnett.
Mrs. Michelle Burnett was assigned as part of my care team at Associates in Gastroenterology in 2017 when I was first diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, also referred to as IBS. I was prescribed organic, gluten-free, and low FODMAP diets, and this is where Mrs. Burnett came in. At that time, I was already adhering to a gluten-free diet recommended to me by a chiropractor. IBS and FODMAPs were a completely new concept to me. My GI symptoms were completely out of control, partly due to complications of a long-standing duodenal ulcer and severe PTSD, both on record with the Department of Veterans Affairs as a military service-connected disabilities. I am presently rated as 100% permanently disabled and entitled to full benefits through the VA. Mrs. Burnett is a very compassionate and caring physician's assistant. She was willing to take the considerable extra time to educate me about IBS and FODMAPs and support me every step of the way until I learned how to integrate this new additional protocol into my already restrictive dietary regimen. Today, 4 years after my first appointment with Associates in Gastroenterology and Mrs. Burnett, most of my GI symptoms are well controlled using only the special low FODMAP and gluten-free diets and natural supplements they recommended for me. I met in person with Mrs. Burnett today, and we discussed my experiences with other types of medical specialists I see and the pushback regarding their lack of awareness about digestive issues and the reasons I adhere to such restrictive diets. Also, with the many inactive ingredients present in prescription drugs, I must screen every medication for FODMAPs, gluten, and known allergens. Without Mrs. Burnett's professional support and ongoing care, I would not have the knowledge or inclination to question and screen pharmacological drugs for ingredients other than known allergens. I have avoided several medication mishaps because of what I have learned from Mrs. Burnett. She is always available for consultation via online portal, and she responds within 24 hours so that I'm able to keep her informed. Having Mrs. Burnett on my team means I have a medical professional to back me up and to help integrate my GI digestive health requirements with all areas of my health care across multiple platforms and systems. I am honored to be a recipient of the 2021 IFFGD Ally Award. I am humbled that a patient of mine took the time to draw attention to my support. I believe that the more knowledge patients have regarding nutrition, lifestyle modification, and the importance of the mind-body connection, they will understand the choices they need to make for optimal health. This empowers them to play an active role in maximizing their physical and mental wellness. I would like to personally thank Patty for the nomination. I am committed to continuing and striving to provide resources to educate and empower my patients. Thank you, IFFGD, for making this information so readily available, from disease processes, links to disease management guidelines, and to food symptom diaries to help patients track their food and determine triggers and patterns. This site has been an asset to our practice, and I will continue to refer patients to it daily. Again, thank you for this honor. I sincerely am grateful.
Our next Ally Award winner, the review committee collectively commented. This is an amazing, heartfelt story explaining how quickly the nominator's life changed virtually overnight due to her chronic illness, and how easily her husband stepped in to support her. The individual was nominated for being a caregiver, driver, counselor, and advocate through their wife's illness journey. We would like to present this 2021 Ally Award to Brad Mcnatt.
I am nominating Brad, my husband, for this award because he finds a way to love and support me each and every day. 7 years ago, I was a healthy woman working as a registered nurse, but then our world changed virtually overnight. I say our world because not only did my world change, but my husband's as well. I was unable to eat or drink without severe pain, nausea, and vomiting. Brad became my caregiver, driver, counselor, and advocate, to name just a few. He took over most of the household chores that we used to share. As weeks grew into months and that grew into years, my health issues did not improve, and the reality sunk in that I was not going to get better. On my worst days, when I'm nauseated and vomiting, and the pain is cutting through me like a knife, Brad is there to hold my hand, pray with me, and tell me it's going to get better. He gives me strength, and he helps me to keep going. The most amazing part of our story is that a few years ago, Brad was diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. And although he is battling through cancer, he still cares and supports me on a daily basis. He is my hero.
Our next Ally Award winner, the review committee collectively commented, "This story is emotionally very powerful. You can tell through her story that this nominee went above and beyond to help his wife through her illness journey while working a full-time job. The individual is nominated for their continued support and many sacrifices that they made through their wife's illness journey." We would like to present the 2021 Ally Award to Dr. Howard D. Piazza, who is now a retired medical professional.
I have had unconditional support from my nominee from our initial meeting as friends until now as a married couple for 36 years. I have had nothing but the most understanding manner and help throughout this entire journey. The most challenging has been the childbirth injury in 1988, resulting in anal incontinence complicated by my pre-existing IBSD, irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea. He took care of our babies, which were a year apart, while working a full-time job as a radiologist to help others so that I could get the medical and surgical care that was required to manage my incontinence. He took countless hours off of work to drive me to my medical appointments for post-surgical complications. He has always been completely understanding and supportive of any limitations I may have had physically or socially, and these have been frequent and limiting. We are now retired, and this unending support and understanding continues and it never wavers.
And last, but certainly not least, for our final Ally Award winner, the review committee collectively commented, "This story gave me hope for this patient just reading what this doctor has already done for her, as well as the positive outlook he's been able to bring to her life." The individual was nominated for their continued support and compassion that they have shown through the years. We would like to present the 2021 Ally Award to Dr. Ravinder Mittal.
I met Dr. Ravinder Mittal in June 2018 in Washington, D.C. when I shared my story at the IFFGD Digestive Disease Week Awards breakfast. As I spoke with tears streaming down my face, I begged for help. At that point, I had been suffering for 7 years, unable to find adequate care to manage my gastrointestinal and subsequent issues, despite exhaustive efforts. I was beyond burnt and lost faith in the medical field and healthcare system. Dr. Mittal, a gastroenterologist who leads UC San Diego's GI Motility and Physiology program, was moved by my speech and approached me afterwards. He said he was really interested in learning more about my condition, abdominal phrenic dyssynergia, which is unknown and poorly understood. He didn't know if he could help, but he was willing to try and handed me his business card. After the conference, he reviewed my medical records and spoke with me on the phone several times, even at night and on weekends. His out-of-the-box thinking led me to travel across the country in 2019 to undergo a procedure. Afterwards, he said he was developing a prototype to study the electroconnectivity of the esophagus and diaphragm, which would hopefully provide a better understanding of the dysfunction. A year later, during the COVID-19 pandemic, I returned to sunny Southern California to participate in his research study. On these 2 medical trips, I got the opportunity to see beautiful San Diego. I wound up going back to San Diego while I could work remotely during the pandemic. Dr. Mittal and I spoke frequently on the phone, Zoom, and in person. He even met me for coffee, gave me breath workbooks to read, and suggested I start practicing pranayama breathing exercises to help my diaphragm and GI system work better. He never stopped coming up with creative, out-of-the-box ideas to learn more in an effort to help. For example, he arranged for a very specialized MRI of the diaphragm, which showed a defect which may be contributing to my symptoms. On New Year's Day 2021, he texted me encouraging words that this was finally going to be the year that we solved my medical mystery. I was speechless and so touched. I never had a doctor do that before. Although I am still on this health journey, I have been blown away by Dr. Mittal's interest in understanding GI motility issues and developing treatments for them. He pushes the GI community to think beyond what's known in the textbooks. His ideas are cutting edge. Dr. Mittal is extremely committed to his patients, compassionate, and caring. He has continually gone above and beyond. He is a medical detective, a model for other physicians, and a true IFFGD ally, which is why it is my honor to nominate Dr. Ravinder Mittal for the 2021 IFFGD Ally Award. I have to thank Dr. Mittal for changing my life and reinstilling my faith in humanity. Thank you, Dr. Mittal. I am so grateful. I only hope that every patient has a medical detective physician like you in their corner.
It's an honor to be a recipient of 2021 IFFGD Ally Award. This award means a lot to me as I think, why did I go to medical school, underwent so many years of training? And it all boils down to, it's about taking care of the sick and healing suffering patients. Some of the chronic diseases that patients with GI motility disorders are afflicted with, our science does not have perfect answers. I'm a physician scientist and investigating the pathophysiologic basis of motility disorders. We call some of these disorders as functional disorders. However, my observations teach me that there is a physiologic basis for these quote unquote functional disorders. Only and only fundamental, basic, and clinical research in this area will lead to advances in proper understanding and treatment of these disorders. Thanks to Brittany Eliano, my patient, who nominated me for this award. I met Brittany through IFFGD, where she presented her case at one of the breakfast meetings during DDW, I think. She's an amazing patient. She has been to almost every GI motility expert in the world, and I thought it would be a challenging for me when I invited her to UCSD to see me. I'm still working to solve her case and mystery, but until then, all I can do is to show compassion, humility, and empathy. And I'm working all of the above. Thank you, Brittany.
And congratulations again to all of our 2021 Ally Award winners. Thank you for really being you and for going above and beyond to help others by keeping their overall health in mind. Now, we would like to transition to a very important segment of this gala, where we take a moment to acknowledge those we have lost to gastrointestinal disorders and those who are still fighting. In 2019, during our in-person Hill Day event in Washington, D.C., if some of you guys are watching, I'm sure you remember, each attendee had an opportunity to recognize not only themselves, but others on our memorial and honor wall. So this year, we decided to recreate this virtually, really as a way to pay tribute to those within the GI illness community. Hearts acknowledge those who are still fighting, and candles honor those we have lost. So let us take a moment of silence as we light this candle in honor of those we have lost to GI illnesses.
A very touching moment and another testament as to why our allies are extremely important through our illness journey. As we begin to wrap things up tonight, we want to say thank you for all of you for tuning in and being part of IFFGD's inaugural Virtual Ally Award Gala. If you are an ally, thank you for your continued support of those living with a chronic gastrointestinal disorder. You matter and you make a difference in the lives of others every day. If you are living with a chronic gastrointestinal disorder, keep fighting because you are strong and you are not alone. To everyone, thank you again for making this an excellent inaugural Ally Award Gala. We look forward to being able to continue to acknowledge our allies and those living with a gastrointestinal illness for many more years to come. But before we say our goodbyes, please remember that this November 6th and 7th, we hope that you will join us for our free virtual 2021 Nancy and Bill Norton Patient Education Series, IFFGD's 30th Anniversary Edition. This free virtual 2-day program is comprised of 35 educational sessions with presentations from leading experts in the GI field, as well as free pediatric bonus content to be released at the conclusion of the event on November 7th. Please visit IFFGD.org to register today or contact us directly with any questions you have at IFFGD@IFFGD.org. Thank you again for tuning in for the 2021 Ally Award Gala. Please enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, and we will see you next time.